Welcome again on Idea Enterprise Digital Marketing. Today you will study with me about motivation. We can define it as motivation is the process that initiates, guides, and maintains goal oriented behaviors. It is what causes you to act, whether it is getting a glass of water to reduce thirst or reading a book to gain knowledge. Motivation involves the biological, emotional, social, and cognitive forces that activate behavior. If we talk about everyday usage, the term motivation is frequently used to describe why a person does something. It is the driving force behind human actions. First of all, we shall talk about importance of motivation. Every concern requires physical, financial, and human resources to accomplish the goals, and it is through motivation that human resources can be utilized by making full use of it. This can be done by building willingness in employees to work. This will help the enterprise in securing the best possible utilization of resources. The performance level of subordinate or an employee does not only depend on his qualification and abilities. For getting best of his work performance, the gap between ability and willingness has to be filled, which helps in improving the level of performance of subordinates. This will result into increase in productivity, reducing cost of operations and improving overall efficiency. The goals of an enterprise can be achieved only when the following factors take place. There is the best possible utilization of resources. There is a cooperative work environment. The employees are goal directed and they act in a goal directed manner. Goals can be achieved if coordination and cooperation take place simultaneously, which can be effectively done through motivation. Motivation is an important factor that brings employees satisfaction and builds friendly relationships. This can be done by keeping into mind and framing an incentive plan for the benefit of employees. This could initiate the following things: monetary and non-monetary incentives, promotion opportunities for employees, disincentives for inefficient employees. In order to build a cordial, friendly atmosphere in a concern, the above steps should be taken by a manager. Stability of workforce is very important from the point of view of reputation and goodwill of a concern. The employees can remain loyal to the enterprise only when they have a feeling of participation in the management. With the increased experience, the skills and efficiency of employees will always be of advantage to the employees as well as the employer. This will lead to a good public image in the market, which will attract competent and qualified people into the concern. As it is said, old is gold, which suffice with the role of motivation here. The older the people, the more and the experience and their adjustment into the concern can be of benefit to the enterprise. We can summarize by saying that motivation is important both to an individual and a business. Motivation is important to an individual as motivation will help him in achieving his personal goals. If an individual is motivated, he will have job satisfaction. Motivation will help in the self development of individuals. An individual would always gain by working with a dynamic team. Similarly, motivation is also important for business. The more motivated employees are, the more empowered the team is. The more teamwork and individual employees' contribution, the more profitable and successful is the business. During the period of modifications, there will be more adaptability and creativity. Motivation will lead to an optimistic and challenging attitude at the workplace. Now you will study with me about 5 motivations or motivating factors. Through research with thousands of employees and leaders, we have discovered that there are 5 major motivations that drive people's actions at work. And these are achievement, power, affiliation, security, and adventure. Now I would like to draw your attention about 5 key facts about motivation, and these are: goals are crucial, give a reason why you are doing so or something. Positive reinforcement is better than fear. Motivated people are more engaged. Creative tasks are easier to get motivated for. If we talk about forms of motivation, there are 4 forms of motivation. Understanding what motivates each employee is crucial to both the organizational and individual success. Maximizing productivity and keeping your team happy. Here, how to encourage and incentivize employees based on their preferred motivation style. First is extrinsic motivation. If an employee is motivated to succeed based on influence like increased financial gains such as commissions, bonuses, or promotions, or if they do good work only because they fear negative consequences, they are likely extrinsically motivated. Extrinsic motivation does not work consistently. Eventually, promotions and compensations would not motivate employees, which can be problematic down the road. Intrinsic motivation: if an employee is motivated by an internal desire to succeed or desire self actualization or self exploration, they are likely to intrinsically motivated. Intrinsically motivated employees are more likely to place high value on their boss saying good job rather than being given a bonus at the end of the year. Now I will talk about introjected motivation. Introjected motivation is a negative internal motivation similar to negative reinforcement. The stimulus for introjected motivation may take many forms, such as an internal guilt around a previous negative interaction with a boss or a colleague, or consistent negative feedback without positive action. And the last form is identified motivation, sometimes called self-determined motivation. This is the most complex form of motivation because it builds up over time and is not something that can be communicated or created in a person instantly. Now you will study with me about impact or influence of motivation. Anyone who has ever had a goal probably immediately realizes that simply having a desire to accomplish something is not enough. Achieving such a goal requires the ability to persist through obstacles and strength to keep going in spite of difficulties. There are 3 major components of motivation. These are activation, persistence, and intensity. Activation involves the decision to initiate a behavior such as enrolling in a digital marketing class. Persistence is the continued effort towards a goal even though obstacles may exist. An example of persistent would be taking more digital marketing classes in order to earn certification, although it requires a significant investment of time, energy, and resources. Intensity can be seen in the concentration and vigor that goes into pursuing a goal. For example, one student might achieve without much effort, while another student will study regularly, participate in discussions, and take advantage of research opportunities outside the class. The first student lacks intensity, while the second pursue educational goals with greater intensity. Now I would like to draw attention about some tips for self motivation. All people experience fluctuation in their motivation level and willpower. Sometimes you might feel fired up and highly driven to reach your goals, while at other times you might feel listless or unsure of what you want or how to achieve it. Even if you are feeling low on motivation, there are certain steps that keep you motivated, and these includes adjust your goals to focus on things that really matters to you. Make your goals public. If you are tackling something that is just too big or too overwhelming, break it up into smaller steps and try setting your smaller goals and achieve them in smaller steps. Plot your progress to improve your confidence. Remind yourself about what you achieved in the past and where your strengths lie. If there are things you feel insecure about, try working on making improvements in those areas so that you feel more skilled and capable. Emphasize building your team instead of working alone. Tips to remember for your employee motivation. These are the for basically to retain and to keep your staff motivated, that you should have a dynamic leadership style. You should recognize and appreciate the performance of your employees. You should have a meaning and purpose for their jobs. Your company should have a positive culture, professional development opportunities, job advancement opportunities. You should have financial benefits for them, flexible work schedules, pride, open communication, staying up to date on company matters, job security, a positive work environment. Join us if you intend to learn more about motivation. If you like this video, please click on the like button, share it and subscribe to the channel to study with me more and more about different business topics. Thank you very much and bye bye.